Hello and welcome along to the Formbook, a Royal Ascot special, previewing 8 horses who are hopefully of note next week. Looking forward to all the action. Let's get started. Yes, thanks once again for your company. And just a look back at Epsom as well, where we had some good results there. We got the 1-2-3 in the Oaks with Mini Hawk as well, the correct winner at 9-2. And our stonking each way bet in the Derby was Lambourne, who of course returned the 13-2 winner. So things went well at Epsom. Can they go equally as well at the Royal Ascot? Let's start with the first of the 8 fancies then, and we start with, I think, the banker of the meeting, and that's Field of Gold. Comes into this on the back of this dazzling display in the Irish 2,000 guineas. We all know what happened to him in the 2,000 guineas itself. He came too late with his run, and he was just denied by ruling court, but ridden with a bit more positivity this time, went to the front a bit earlier. Colin Keane, of course, the man on board on this occasion, and it was a much more polished performance. Showed a taking turn of foot. He handled good give underfoot, but that's not going to be a concern for me going back to rattling, fast, quick ground here, which we're definitely likely to have next week. Been a few thunderstorms around, but the weather forecast seems pretty set fair. So hopefully the son of Kingman can go on and deliver in the St. James's Palace, where he will, of course, meet ruling course, who got the better of him in the 2,000 guineas. It looks like Henri Matisse is the other horse who might run following on from his French 2,000 guineas heroics. But I think Field of Gold, hopefully he can step up again. He clearly is an exceptionally talented 3-year-old. Back on a conventional track as well, like Ascot, compared to handing the dip at Newmarket, I think will also suit. So hopefully Field of Gold and Colin Keane can deliver the goods. He's in the 420 at Royal Ascot on Tuesday. Next horse on my list is a horse we haven't seen for over 350 days, and that's Torito. And in terms of what this guy's achieved, he was a very impressive winner at Epsom a couple of years ago. And just a look at one of his runs last year. Here's a Newmarket third. I thought he shaped pretty well on this occasion behind Liberty Lane, who's gone on to bigger and better things. He then was third at the Raw meeting when chasing home Isra in the Wolferton Stakes. So he's back again, 12 months on, son of Kingman, and he's now in the hands of Wathnam Racing. I think there's more to come from him, and Colin Keane is again going to be in the plate for this one. So he's been off the track, as I said, for a good amount of time, but he's already proven in this race. Towards the top of the market, you've got MFR, and Wathnam Racing also have James Dorr-ridden Hartem, who's got plenty of decent form in his back catalogue. But I just thought, despite having to overcome a 364-day layoff off 109, I think there's more scope for improvement there, and hopefully listed on as might just to wait. But I think he's a 12-1 chance at the moment, Torito, and I think that looks decent enough value. So he's an each-way play for me in the 5:35 at Royal Ascot on Tuesday. That is Torito. Next horse is going to be Los Angeles. Now, he's going to run in what looks a red-hot renewal of the Prince of Wales' stakes. But what this guy does is he keeps finding under pressure. He can do it from the front. He fended them all off in superb fashion, I thought, again, in the Tattersalls Gold Cup last time out. Really brave from the front, seeing off Amart, who they think will step forward from that comeback. But he still saw him off in good enough style for me. He's proven on a variety of grounds. He, of course, was a good winner on good to firm ground last year, seeing off Illinois. He's proven on more softer surface, so I've got no concerns about that as well. And for me, I just love the manner in which he sees out his races. And Mark will definitely step forward and does look a fascinating rival in that contest. 2-1 Fav currently is Los Angeles, particularly with the news that Economics won't run in the race. Cedar Fire's interested, been supplemented for the contest, and easy to see why after her very impressive performance last time out. Francis Henri Graffar's Map of Stars is another to note, as is Ombudsman, who of course was second in the Brigadier Gerard last time out. But he's got the top form, Los Angeles. He's 1-2-3 on ratings, the same as Ammar, who of course has a course and distance win at Ascot in the Champion Stakes. So he's not discounted. Just love Los Angeles. I love his ability. I love his temperament. I love the way that he keeps finding under pressure. So he runs, as I said, in the 420 on Wednesday in that red-hot renewal of the Prince of Wales' stakes. Hopefully he can deliver the goods. Los Angeles. Next up is the 5 o'clock at Royal Ascot on Wednesday. And this horse is Voltera. Beautiful place to visit in Italy if you do ever get the chance. But he's a guy who's really on the up. I think he's a taking handicapper, but he also ran really, really well here, I thought, in the John O'Gaunt. He was always in the van. 10 Bob Tony comes through in the end to land the spoils. But stepping into Group 3 company, I thought this was a really pleasing performance. He's now dropping back for the Royal Hunt Cup. He's off a mark of 108 here, off a career best. This was a lovely enough effort, and he did plug on again under pressure in the closing stages. Kinross in second. Looks a decent enough run all this, and he's gaining in the line. I think it was a nice enough run from Voltera. And in terms of his form, well, obviously he's got a very good record at Ascot. He was a good winner finally at the track when powering clear last time out in October, beating Kirat. That came off a mark of 94. As I mentioned, he's now off 108, but he's currently 8-1 for the Hunt Cup. And despite the favourite having also solid form, which is My Cloud for Silvestre de Sousa and Roger Varian, he was very, very impressive at the track last time out on a previous encounter prior to them winning at Newbury, off a mark of 95. Probably better handicap than Voltera. But I think at 8-1, you know that Voltera is going to go close. The money horse in that race, though, is the Liffey. Ryan Moore taking the ride there for Joseph O'Brien. Used to be trained by Aidan and was fourth on the first start in a listed race at Naas for Joseph last time out, and is in this off a mark of 98. But Voltera, just think there's a little bit more to come from this horse, who's at the top of the game, as I said, off that career high. But I think there's hopefully scope for more improvement for Voltera and can hopefully run well in the Royal Hunt Cup. So that's a look at the first four. 4 more to go shortly after this. Yeah, next horse is Trinity College, who runs in the Hampton Court Stakes on Thursday. 5:35 is the off time for this contest. Just give you a quick breakdown of some of the other key contenders in this. He's generally available at 6-1. The horse they've all got to beat on form is Detain. Colin Keane takes the ride for John and Thady Gosden in the Jubbamont colours, and he comes into this on the back of a nice effort in the Prix de Jockey Club when third to Camille Pizarro. And he was probably held in the final 75 yards, but he did stay on strongly and looked to have leading claims of going very, very close, but he was just outdone in the closing stages. Just ahead behind him, though, was Trinity College. Now, he was in the van throughout, led for most of this race. And what I loved about him is he just kept finding under pressure. I think he even regained the lead under 2.5 furlongs out when he had been passed. And he was only just denied in the closing stages, just a length behind Camille Pizarro, his stable companion. We're going to take a look at his run back at Epsom, where he absolutely hated the track on this occasion when he was second to Sea Scout. All over the place on the camber, more trying to get him straight. The king of Epsom couldn't even sort him out, but he still ran with credit and he stayed on strongly in the closing stages. Now, I just think this trip looks his optimum over this 10 furlongs, shaped with plenty of promise on this occasion, and a conventional track like Ascot will hopefully suit. Interested to see what sort of tactics they use, but one of the reasons I really like his chances is he's the only entry for Aidan O'Brien. So he looks like he's nailed on to run. According to on the Sunday as well. So hopefully we know already he's going to run on Thursday that he'll probably be the yards only runner, which helps for getting a bet on anti-post at 6s. So Trinity College, I hope, can go well in that contest. 5:35 Royal Ascot on Thursday in the Hampton Court. One horse I've been following closely so far this season. Got to hope he gets a run. He is nailed on to get into the 29 for this race, is Mersky, who's in the 6:10 at Royal Ascot on Thursday. Has a couple of other options as well, this horse, trained by David O'Mara. He's in the Royal Hunt Cup, which he's 33-1, but it looks more likely that he's going to run for in the Buckingham Palace this race, and he's 10-1. Now, took him a little while, I think, to adjust. He used to be trained over in France, and he had an okay first year for David O'Mara, but he didn't get his head in front. He finally did at Thirsk, and then this, when the money was down again, was very, very smooth at Epsom. Made most and powered clear in the closing stages over the extended mile here. Oisin Murphy in the plate on this occasion. One off 88 at Thirsk, one off 90 at Epsom. Only a £5 rise from the handicapper, though, for this performance. And I think the winning margin is worth far more. He's down at the line, just doing enough. He's clearly a horse who might save a little bit for himself, but he's a very, very likeable attitude as well, Mersky. And if he can get into a bit of a rhythm, I think at 10-1, he's an interesting contender. Just run you through a couple of other interesting horses in that. Now we've got the betting through for that. Roi de France was at the top of the betting for a little bit for Ryan Moore, who's already jocked up, as is Oisin Murphy on Never So Brave. More Thunder and My Cloud look like they will go for different races. More Thunder probably will go For the Wokingham, Gleneagle Bay is at the top of the betting as well, an Ammo racing horse who was last seen finishing third at Ascot. Interesting. And also you got course and distance scorer here in English Oak for Ed Walker. But at 10-1, I just thought Mersky was an interesting player in that contest. So 2 more to go. Next up is the 5:35 at Royal Ascot on Friday. Now this, of course, is the King Edward VII Stakes, and it was won by the Aga Khan last year with Calandigan. Very impressive performance too. Well, I think they can win the race again here with this lad, Zaran. Keep an eye on his silks in the green and red towards the far side of your screen. And just look at the way he powers clear in the closing stages for Johnny Murtagh. Really, really taking effort. Saw out the trip powerfully. And according to Murtagh, he is their Calandigan this year. So hopefully he is going to run. They were umming and ahhing, but it looks like they are coming round to the fact that Zaran is going to run indeed in that contest. And I just thought he put that race to bed in good style. He's unexposed after just the 3 runs, saw out the step up in trip nicely. So you've got no real stamina concerns. And he's proven on good ground. So I think he'd be fine with either a bit of firm or indeed cutting the surface. So he looks quite, in terms of the ground, he's not that too dependent on it. So I thought Zaran made plenty of appeal in the King Edward VII. Quick look at who he could face. I think Amalok for Ross Orion and Rafe Beckett, although I think he might have an entrance elsewhere as well. He's also 4-1 fav for the Queen's Vase. And in terms of Aidan O'Brien, he's got a few different runners in the race, whilst Carl Burke has dropped up. Clifford Lee on Convergence. Nightwalker, who was disappointing in the Derby, could make a quick reappearance. And Wimbledon Hawkeye, Sylvester Sousa, already booked for that one. But I thought Zaran made plenty of appeal. No current prices for that race, but King Edward VII Stakes on Friday. Hopefully he can go close. 5:35, Zaran. And the final horse runs in the Wokingham. Now, look, he's at the top of the market. He deserves to be. And that's More Thunder, representing William Haggis. And I suppose Tom Marquand will ride again. And he's been very, very impressive in his 2 starts since transitioning to Haggis from the now retired Sir Michael Stoute. Had some decent form last year, ended up being rated 87. And he made a mockery of that mark on his first start at Newmarket. Powering clear in good style, having not had the best of intentions early on in terms of trying to make headway. He made a little bit of trouble, but he did it very, very smartly in the end. And then arguably, it was an even better performance to get up on the line on this occasion, where he looked in trouble at one stage, but he finally found the gap and he absolutely powers just to lead in the final stride. He'd gone up £5 previous to this for that first Newmarket win, then off 92 here, and he's now off 98. He's 5-1 favourite for the Wokingham. It looks like there's still stacks more to come, particularly given his latent ability, and he just gets up in the closing stages. That is More Thunder. So I think he deserves plenty of respect, and I'm hopeful that he can go close in the Wokingham. Also entered in the Buckingham Palace. I think they'll run in the Wokingham, and hopefully he can deliver the goods. So that's a look at all the races in terms of my selections. So Field of Gold, Torito, Los Angeles, Voltera, Trinity College, Mersky, Zaran, and More Thunder. So that's a look ahead to 8 runners to know at next week's Raw meeting. Hopefully point your direction of a winner or 2. Let us know in the comments any strong fancies that you've got for the Raw meeting. And hopefully we can do the business. But in terms of today's show, that's it for the latest edition of the Formbook. Back for more in the summer. We've still got plenty to look forward to on Racing TV. Glorious Goodwood, Galway, York's Ebor Festival, the July meeting, Irish Champions Weekend, Irish Derby, and plenty more besides. But thanks for watching. Please make sure you continue to enjoy all the offerings we've got here on our YouTube channel. But for now, fingers crossed for a few winners next week. Please remember to gamble responsibly, and see you soon on the Formbook.